just keep this kind of thinking in your toolbox in the back of your mind. Is this an M? It is technically an M. It's not very pretty. This would be our first M that sort of stops the bull, and it's probably on the break of that uptrend. Boom, break. All right, bulls, cool your jet. So that means this has to be teal. And then I would actually argue that this is your second M here, which is yellow. Again, not pretty, not easy, not fun. And then ironically enough, and actually we didn't even get to this point, but this is the third M. And what do we say about this third M that comes in here? Is this a good place for you to actually strap on a short here? Who is it that's actually coming in and shorting this market on the third M? The platform is actually operating perfectly. This is exactly what it's supposed to look like. Let's see what the second shittiest asset in the world is right now. FXI. This is China. Well, that seems appropriate, eh? I mean, look at this chart. You got the fast DI, which is just a cumulative reading of technical indicators. That's all it is. Breaking down. Now we have the moving averages breaking down. And here's another good example where the fast and the indicator broke down. It looks like they're about 14th of July. So if we go back to the broader market and we go, okay, well, where did the market sort of break down in earnest? So there's the 14th, 15th. So you can see we did start to get a lot of issues. This is the S&P 500. We probably should be looking at the ETFs breadth here to really understand this well. But the S&P 500 will give us basically the same message. So we can see that the fast started to break down here, and that is basically the DI itself breaking through the fast moving average support. Then you notice it took about a week or two, but now the fast moving average is starting to break down below the slow moving average, and that's going to give us our slower signal, and that's what these M's are now starting to look like here. So more and more issues are now spitting up these moving average crosses, which are, of course, bearish. This is probably another example where I don't know whether it's a good idea to come in and short down here. If you were actually trading this thing, you can see the monstrous island top up here. We probably need to rally back up and fill in these gaps. But this is actually a good analogy of something like Baba, because the Alibaba chart looks very similar to this. And I'm waiting for some sort of W signal out of Baba to try and sneak into a bull call spread that we've been eyeing here. But until the W's actually come in, until these indicators actually start firming up, I don't think that there's a big hurry. And now we're getting huge sell signals in the S&P 500. I mean, for fun, if you want, we could take a look at this FXI on TradingView and see if we have our RSI study spitting out signals there too. So let's see, where's that? That's over here. Nope, that's not there. Oh, now it's which screen is it Brian was talking off of? It's not that one. Is it this one? I think it might be this one. Yeah. All right. Ooh, nasty looking chart. Ooh, what a mess. This one's tricky, eh? So there's our RSI. Look how they didn't even put in an M, just straight down, just total carnage here. Ugh. What a horrible looking chart. Anyway, I would be under the impression that Julian probably, and people who follow RSI and trends and stuff like that, they probably would be like, uh-oh, there's problems here. Never really did get an M, eh? Just got straight down here. I would argue, though, probably a major structural shift. And what a surprise. That came in on a move through the 50 line too. So you didn't even get much to work with. What that tells me is that this trade didn't set up off the daily chart. This trade probably set up off like the 4-hour chart. So let's see, do we have anything there? Jesus, this was just nasty, eh? Look at that. Douche. Oh, there it is there. I mean, I'm not going to say that this is textbook. I'm not going to say it's pretty. I'm just going to simply say, just keep this kind of thinking in your toolbox in the back of your mind. Is this an M? It is technically an M. It's not very pretty. This would be our first M that sort of stops the bull, and it's probably on the break of that uptrend. Boom, break. All right, bulls, cool your jet. So that means this has to be teal. And then I would actually argue that this is your second M here, which is yellow. Again, not pretty, not easy, not fun. And then ironically enough, and actually we didn't even get to this point, but this is probably a good example. This is the third M. And what do we say about this third M that comes in here? Is this a good place for you to actually strap on a short here? Who is it that's actually coming in and shorting this market on the third M. It's the public, excellent Nure. Basically, I like to color this purple, which basically is kind of like, all right, this is the public. They always buy and sell the absolute worst possible moment in the market. It's just what they do. Maybe we'll put it on here as mauve or something so you can actually see it. Can't really see that purple very well. So I would actually argue that this point right here on this 4-hour chart, this is where the public's coming in here. And if you are a bear, let's even just put that on the screen. So as of here, maybe cool your jets if you're a bear, right? You had your sell signal here. So let's even put this on here. And then by time this signal comes in, which looks like it's about there, we'll make that yellow. When this signal comes in here, if anything, you want to be taking profits into this event here. You don't want to be adding a new short there. So let's see what we got. So there's the first sell signal. Here's the second sell signal. I mean, the market still did work its way lower. I think you could argue that I just don't like the idea of shorting here. I think you kind of missed the move. And then what I would say here, of course, is here comes a big fat W. So as of this point, then we start going the other direction, right? And teal is our first W. So we do something like that. And of course, this means that if you're a bear, you better cool your jets. So that was right there. And let's see where that translated to. That was right in here. And actually, that's pretty accurate, right? I mean, you can see if you were a bear and you had to endure that, you'd be actually pretty pissed off. So, I mean, hopefully that's an interesting illustration for you. Noticed, we went right back to the bear. Here come M's again. So they bulls better cool your jets. And oh boy, back down we go.